If you ask yourself, who is this person who's going to go into Jannah? Who will be the person who will be saved from hellfire? So Allah replies back and says, سَيُنْجَنَّبُهَا الْأَتْقَى. The one who will be saved from it is al-atqa, the most righteous. So you ask, okay, what makes a person the most righteous? What makes a person a righteous person? So Allah replies back, and you want to listen to this very carefully. Allah chose one aspect of belief, or of a believer. One aspect of a believer to denote the whole person. So it's like basically, what does that mean? That means basically this is the most important. If I tell you, what is a car? You tell me a car is an engine, for example. Because the engine is the most important piece that kind of makes it move, for example. So Allah here is saying, الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ يَتَزَكَّى. The one who takes from his wealth, or her wealth, and gives to the poor. Does zakah, yatazakka. Zakah basically has two meanings. What is zakah? Has two meanings. Number one is purification, and the other one is growth. So you're purifying yourself, you're purifying your heart with the act of charity of giving your wealth to the needy, to those who have not in society. And you will develop and purify your heart. You develop as a person and become a better righteous person every day. The more you give, brothers and sisters, really notice this. The more you give to the poor, the more you're gonna be a better person. And it's a challenge, really, it's a challenge. Take this in Ramadan. This is the Shahr al-Ata, meaning the Shahr of giving and the month of charity. The more you give, be saved from hellfire. Now imagine, let's have a discussion. Most people would think, like if you ask a person, like what makes a righteous person? 95% of people would say the person who prays a lot. SubhanAllah. Or a person who reads the Quran, or the person of the most knowledge. This is a big one. Forget the 95 who pray. Like it's really kind of goes between the prayers, how like much ritualistic you are, or knowledge. And Allah chose neither. The person could be has low knowledge, right? And a person might only pray the fara'id. Allah chose one feature. It wasn't prayer and wasn't knowledge. And maybe somebody else will tell me the person with the best aqeedah. What do you mean best aqeedah? There's only one best aqeedah. It's called the aqeedah of Islam. Brothers and sisters, there's only one best aqeedah. If we compare the aqaid, there's liberalism, there's secularism, there's nationalism, communism, atheism, materialism. All the isms, these are aqaid. These are non-Islamic belief systems. There's only one correct aqeedah. It's the aqeedah of Islam. Are you Muslim? Khalas. So somebody who says, oh, who has the more purified version of the Islamic aqeedah? It's problematic. Problematic. There might be some wrong beliefs. But even then, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose one aspect of a believer, which is as-sadaqah. As-sadaqah. Do you know why? Because as-sadaqah shows that your heart here cares about others. You're not selfish. Today here in the West, and I'm going to say it as such, people want a personal Islam. This is what they want. Like me, myself, and I, yeah? Everybody lives me, myself, and I. They want to have an Islam like that. An Islam that's me, myself, and I. Islam has nothing to do with me, with I, or with nothing. That has to do with you. Islam has to do with everybody else. You sacrifice yourself, your money and your time and your effort and your even body for other people. This is what Islam is. This is what Islam is. And, you know, subhanAllah, when we were young, we used to go to the mashayikh sometimes and ask them, and may Allah bless our mashayikh, but some imams will tell you, just focus on yourself. Just focus on yourself. At max, you know, you and your family. Ya akhi, this totally contradicts the first building blocks of Islam that were revealed in the first few weeks of Nubuwah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is measuring righteousness with how much you care about others. Not basically about you. Oh, go you learn. Or you memorize. Or you this. Or you pray. Fix your prayer. Fix your... This individualistic, liberal, secular, Western Islam is a no-no. We want to change it. We want to purify. This is part of the purification. We said tazkiyah. Tazkiyah is purification. And purification has multiple forms. One of them is to clear our minds from the wrong perceptions and the wrong beliefs and the wrong outlooks about life. Islam is nothing personal. Islam is all about those other people, helping other people. And that's why the theme of the surahs at the beginning of Mecca, of the Mecca period, was always taking care of the poor, taking care of the orphans, taking care of this, taking care... It was never about you. Like, it's not Islam. It's not Islam. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who really understand this concept. This is very deep. And that's why I wanted to spend like really enough time on this. الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى. Now, scholars says, well, why didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say الذي يؤتي ماله يزكى, or الذي يؤتي ماله زكاة, for example? Yeah, in zakah meaning. يتزكى meaning يتفعل has this more intense meaning of the action. So يتزكى is a more intense form of zakah. So he is entrenching his body and his life with giving. So we didn't finish yet. Brothers and sisters, we didn't finish yet. You think you're going to give $10 after leaving Jum'ah prayers and you're going to go to Jannah? It's a little bit more intense. If you want to be from the atqa, al-atqa is the most righteous. The most righteous will definitely not be touched by hellfire. What's the characteristics of the most righteous? Those who have entrenched their lives in al-ata, in giving others. They give from their wealth, they give from their time, they give from their efforts, they give from their knowledge, they give from their love, they give from their kindness. They're always in a state of giving. This is the Muslim. This is al-atqa. You want to go to Jannah, you want to be saved? Well, we didn't talk about Jannah. Again, we're not talking about Jannah yet. We're saying al-atqa will be saved from hellfire. If you want to save yourself from hellfire, you have to be a person like that. You have to be a person like that. So a Muslim, a believer, a real believer is a person who's activist. An activist who cares about animals and environment and human beings and the homeless and the poor and those who are hungry and those who are sick and those. This is what a believer is. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described a believer. Yet, don't forget. Subhanallah.